Hello YouTube. Happy Women's History Month. Whoopie woo. So I'm going to be talking about various topics. Some topics that people know, but I'm going to refresh your memory because that's what I do. And I was going to start tomorrow, tomorrow I'm probably going to do a video about, because there's different topics that I wanted to cover. But there's a movie that I just finished watching. And by the way, I'm on my way. If you're in the New York City area, bundle up because today was a nice day. But you know how March is. March is very bipolar. It's a little bit like April. April, it'd be nice during the day and at night get cold, girl. So I am bundled up. I'm wearing my thickest coat because it actually dropped to the 30s and I think it's gonna drop to the 20s. I'm not gonna be out all night, but yeah, I should have laid it up, but I didn't. But I just wear my thick coat and I got my thick scarf, and stuff like that. So right into it, I watched a movie called The Abduction, and it talked about a police officer, and I think I did a video like this previously. And I asked my viewers, if a police officer commits a crime, do you think they should do extra time? For me, yes, because you're supposed to be law enforcement. You're supposed to be enforcing the law, not taking it into your own hands. And in this movie, based on a true story, the last name was Olowski is the last name. And this man abused his wife. She left him, pulled out a restraining order. He kidnapped her. That's what made it so crazy, because that's something that doesn't really, it happens, but you don't really hear too many stories. But in this particular situation, he kidnapped her and, obviously tried to kill her. He tried to kill several other people, because what happened was they went to a restaurant and she made a run for it. So he asked the waitress, where did my wife go, and held a gun to her. So that right there is attempted murder for the waitress. And then, of course, he tried to kill his wife. He, at one point, raped her. He kidnapped her. I feel like kidnap should just be 20 years just by itself for you kidnapping somebody, because that's crazy. And then, he violated a restraining order. That should be 6 years just for doing that. So the fact that he violated a restraining order and kidnapped her, he should have got way more than 6 years. And that's just a slap in her face. And this movie does take place in the 90s, but it's just time and time again, us as women, this is a white woman, our lives are proving that it don't matter in the system, the criminal justice system. It's terrible. Like, how does somebody kidnap you and they do less than 6 years in prison? Terrible, terrible, terrible. And we've been fighting for rights in this country. I'm not talking about no other country. We've been fighting for our rights, and we continue to fight for our rights. And that's why women's history is so important. Not just, I'm every woman and just being feminist, whatever. But it's important because, ladies, we have a lot of work to do. We really do. The amount of women, black and white, that are missing is sickening. It's very sickening. The amount of women that get murdered by the hands of their partner is sickening. And the numbers are growing. It's not getting no better. And it's not even, a black women issue. It's black and white. So it's important for people to understand that. People think, they don't report when a black girl is missing. There's a lot of white women that go missing that are unreported too. There's a lot of movies I've seen on Lifetime, I ain't never heard of it. And then on Unsolved Mysteries, that's when I learned about it as a kid. So many white women, they go jogging in their own neighborhood and somebody kidnaps them in their own neighborhood. So like I said, this is not a black woman issue. This is a white woman issue too. And everybody just needs to come together. and not be so divided. Yeah, people need to not be so divided against the races because we have the same issue. We literally do. And the people who, you know, are shunned the most is women and children. Same thing with children. You have so many children that get murdered, kidnapped, and everything else, and the people walk, and half of the time don't even do the time that they really should get. They do 6 years, 10 years. That's not enough. Or like with rape, your average sentence is 5 to 10 years. That's not enough. So they can come out and rape somebody else? Why is it so little? If the evidence is there and everything is there, no. You know? But you do have a few people that do go to jail for life sentences, right? I also wanted to point out that when a black man kills a black woman, and if he does any time at all, he does more time than a white man. And that's just a fact. So technically, white women get the shorter end of the stick because when their men go to jail, they either don't do no time or they walk off. You know? So it's just a very sad situation. You know, some people say, oh, white women, they have more rights, and they actually don't, because when these men get on trial, half of these men don't even do any time because they're white. So there's no justice for the white woman either. It's even worse for them. It's even worse for them, you know. But, you know, it's just really sad. You know?
But it's really happening.
But, that's the trains, y'all. One thing about New York City, loud ass trains. So yes, it is not just black women issue, it's also a white women issue that needs to be addressed.